Shout out to Jimmy High Roller for the video, man.
Question. Has there ever been a player throughout NBA history quite like Nikola Jokic? A big man that can give you a quiet 30 a night, passes the ball like he's got eyes on the back of his head, and can dominate games without getting more than 6 inches off the ground. What about Steph? There's been countless great shooters throughout the league's history, but what about a shooter who can come off of screens and hit shots from 30 feet out while being chased down like a criminal? I've always wondered if players like these are truly one-of-ones, or if the blueprint for these players was laid out years ago. But today, I found my answer. While doing some research, I found this website called Crafted NBA. It has some of the most advanced NBA data available today, and with this data, they have created—
Oh, chat, I'm gonna try to show y'all the reaction we had to that Draymond shit, because that shit was so funny, and I'm pretty sure we got the playback recording. So, Nolan, we will watch that after this. Stevan Parker in the chat, shout out to the first-time chatter. I've been watching you for over a year. Love most of your takes and just enjoy the positive vibes. I appreciate you, man. That's what I'm here to do. My goal is to just make basketball conversations fun. You know what I'm saying? So
created some interesting algorithms and predictive models. One of them being their historical Similarity app. Within their database is every single season by every single player who played at least 500 minutes in the NBA since 1978.
So everyone that's
Choose any player, and the site will give you a complete scouting report with a bunch of stuff. Shot quality, free throw rate, offensive load, portability, a crafted offensive and defensive plus.
Portability? There's a portability stat now? Holy shit, chat, look at this fucking equation, dog. Portability. An attempt to estimate how well a player would fit with a selection of 4 random players. So the equation is true shooting percentage, which is its own equation, plus standard shooting ability times 2.5. I don't know what that is. Plus, standardized, plus standardized CDPM positional divided by 2, plus standardized versatility divided by 3, plus standardized passer rating times 1.5, standardized load. Hey, load's right here. What is load? Chat, this is the equation for just load, by the way. Need y'all to know that. And then standardized box times 0.15. I mean, if I'm programming, this is honestly kind of light work, but I'm just saying, shit crazy.
Minus, and every other convoluted metric you can possibly conjure up.
It
gives every player a value for each metric based on their performance, and then rates them based on where they rank compared to other players across the league. For example, Nikola Jokic is about as good as it gets when it comes to shooting efficiency, playmaking, and offensive versatility. Now, here's the catch. This algorithm takes all of these ratings and percentiles and compares them to their entire database to find the most similar player throughout NBA history. And guess what? There was a player like Nikola Jokic in the NBA years before he came into the league, and his name was Larry Bird. But I didn't just run Jokic through this Similarity app. I ran it for Luka and Giannis and Steph and LeBron. And
this looked like Chris Paul. This is KG.
Durant, and a lot.
This is Ray Allen.
A lot of other players.
This is Larry Bird.
Find the most similar players of the past.
This is Dirk.
To our biggest stars of the present.
This is... No way this is Joe Johnson, dog. This might be KD, actually. This might be KD.
And some of their comparisons may surprise...
Ja... Who the fuck is that? Is that Jeff Teague? What is that? Like, I'm gonna be honest, just based off that picture, that looks like Jeff Teague or Dwight Howard, dog. What the fuck? John Wall? Okay, that might actually be John Wall. Jeremy, I don't know what you did. It says possible ban evader. It's monitoring you. I don't know what's going on.
Is you?
No, Jeff Teague is crazy. Jeff Teague is crazy, man.
Today's video is sponsored by Off Orders, Profit Street PS, and let forward 6 can score, pass, rebound. But is he a one of one? We've seen these attributes and skills in many other greats of the past. Crafty, versatile, oversized perimeter players. For me, his doppelganger has always been Prime Harden. But what do the numbers say? Well, crafted NBA's Similarity app has the answer. And according to over a dozen advanced metrics that lay out the very specific and unique facets of Luka's game and production, he is actually most similar to a young Tracy McGrady with a similarity score of 85%.
That was T-Mac? Nah, that's kind of crazy, bro. Y'all ganging up on Jeremy. Jesus Christ.
Specifically, a young McGrady in 2004. Although Luka is a better passer and McGrady shot more threes relative to the league at the time, these two have striking similarities with their shot quality and offensive creation. Luka is a better rebounder, but defensively they fall within the same exact percentile of sub-average, with an offensive game that more than makes up for it. The next most similar players for Luka were 2005 Kobe Bryant, 2000 Grant Hill, and 2005 Mike Bibby. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo has cemented himself as an all-time talent over the last half-decade. But similar to Luka, we've seen this player before. In today's league, it's difficult to find an appropriate comparison as physically imposing and athletic bigs have seemed to become a thing of the past. So that's where we'll go to find the most similar player. And I'm sure you can guess who it is. According to the Similarity app, the most similar player to Giannis is 2006 Kevin Garnett with a similarity score of 85%. A phenomenal post scorer who also led the league in rebounding, was not limited to the paint but operated within it most of the time, and was one of the league's best, most versatile defenders with his length and athleticism. In fact, Giannis and Prime KG aren't just similar, they are almost identical, with offensive and defensive metrics that are almost impossible to tell apart. KG was a better shooter and rebounder, but every other metric is virtually the same, from their efficiency to their offensive versatility.
I wish KG played in this era, man. Specifically, like, his attitude towards the game, too, and his talent. KG gonna be talking shit, dog. I ain't gonna lie. He'll be shit-talking a lot of motherfuckers in this league. And he got the talent to back it up. That shit would be crazy, chat. That shit would be so crazy.
Utility to their passing. The next most similar players to Giannis are 1993 David Robinson, 1993 Karl Malone, and 2002 Tim Duncan. Next, I wanted to take a look at a player who might actually be a true one-of-one. Steph Curry has taken a skill set that was crafted and polished by sharpshooters that came before him and perfected it. But who before him was the closest thing to what we see from Curry today? Any guesses?
Gotta be Ray.
Here's a hint. It's the other greatest shooter of all time. If you said Ray Allen, you'd be correct. But not this Ray Allen or this Ray Allen,
Milwaukee
but this
Bucks
one.
Ray, man.
2001, young, flying around the court, pull up off the dribble Ray Allen. With the highest similarity score yet of 88%,
not even there.
Curry and a young Ray
Barrows.
Allen expectedly share most things in common. Their all-time great shooting efficiency and shot quality, their offensive portability, and their perfectly average defense. Curry is a better playmaker and is capable of carrying a heavier offensive load, but their uncanny similarities as shooters and shot creators, and even defenders, makes them the most similar players to one another. Interesting.
Yo, shout the expert wanderer for the tier 1 sub, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. We need a new sub goal. Chat, what's the new sub goal? What's the new sub goal, man? Damn, Jeremy got packed up. What's the new sub goal, bruh? Already did the drinking game. We already got the DJ controller. No, I'm not talking about number wise. I'm talking about whatchamacallit. Like, no. What's the prize for reaching a big sub goal type shit? Skim stream? Yo, y'all are sick.
Interestingly enough, the next most similar player to Curry is offensive juggernaut 2007 Gilbert Arenas, followed by 1998 Dana Barros and 2003 Chauncey Billups. Next, I took a look at a player with the size and skills that we often see in all-time greats. The versatile wing that is Jayson Tatum. Similar to his contemporaries of the past, Tatum can do just about everything on the court at an elite level. He can score on all 3 levels, he can run an offense, has great defensive instincts, has the size and athleticism to turn most defenders into a mismatch. And when I think of these traits, there's a lot of players that come to mind. But according to the Similarity app, the closest thing to Jayson Tatum is 2010 Kevin Durant, with a similar...
Chat, when your idols become your rivals. When your enemies become your best friend, keep your friends closer and your enemies closer type shit. I'm out here shitting on KD when KD on my fucking team. God damn it, chat. And why I gotta be a bum ass version of KD too? Nah, let me chill. KD wasn't a bum this year. Let me chill.
Similarity score of 83%. Looking at a young KD's metrics is almost like looking at some 2K creation with maxed out stats. Offensively, he didn't have a weakness, and his defensive metrics suggest he was fairly underrated on that side of the ball. And although not quite as staggering, Tatum's metrics paint a similar picture. A great shooter who can get to the line at will and can carry a team with his versatility and ability to create offense. The next most similar players to Tatum are 2007 Rashard Lewis, a young 2004 Tracy McGrady, and one of my favorite niche borderline stars of the 2000s, 2009 Danny Granger. Next, I wanted to take a look at one of the most polarizing stars in the league today, and a player with a game reminiscent of some of our favorites from the past.
It should be
Ja Morant. When I watch Ja play, I can't help but to see a lot of young Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook. It's the obvious comp, the springy, fast twitch guard who can get to the rim whenever he wants while keeping his elite playmaking skills intact. But what do the numbers say? Well, according to the Similarity app, the closest player to present-day Ja Morant is actually a young Steve Francis with a similarity score.
I knew it was gonna be like Stephon Marbury or some shit, dude. I knew it. I'm not mad at it, but yo, relative 3-point attempt rate, god damn.
Of 83%. Both Morant and the franchise have questionable shot selection and are quite limited as stars in their specific role on offense. But they make up for it by being elite at that specific role, keeping defenses on their heels by getting to the line at an incredible rate despite their size. Excellent rebounders and among the best at carrying an offense and creating open looks for their teammates. Of all the comps I've heard for Ja Morant, a young Steve Francis maybe came up once or twice, but it's a great comparison, and the numbers would agree. The next most similar players to Ja are 2002 Kobe, 2008 Brandon Roy, and 2010 Tyreek Evans.
This is interesting.
Now, thinking of comps for this next player has always been a tough task, since he has been truly a unicorn of a talent for the last decade and a half.
Jayson Tatum.
And that's Kevin Durant. When he rose to stardom 15 years ago, there wasn't a single player like him. Fast forward, and to this day, there still isn't a single player quite like him. But if we are looking for size and an incredible shooting touch and elite offensive versatility, specifically akin to this older, more efficient version of Durant that we see today, then look no further than 2010 Dirk Nowitzki, who revolutionized the power forward position with his shot-making ability and has a similarity score of 84% with Kevin Durant. And across the board, Durant and Dirk share eerily similar offensive and defensive metrics. The main differences are Durant's absurd shooting efficiency and the fact that he handles the rock a bit more than Dirk did, which leads to a higher turnover percentage. But outside of that, they're a match. Big guys who can score on all three levels at an all-time rate, possess guard-like skills to be the centerpiece.
Okay, we gotta talk about KD's ability to score in the paint at an all-time rate. Listen, he can do it. But we gotta stop acting like Kevin Durant is a elite rim attacker, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Of an offense while maintaining the integrity of their 7-foot frame with rebounding and switchability.
He's more like a 2.5
the next most similar players are 2011 Paul Pierce, 1987 Kevin McHale, and 1989 Tom Chambers. And for our last player comp, we have a player that has spent his entire career getting compared to a guy who plays nothing like him. In terms of success and greatness, LeBron and Jordan are the obvious yin and yang. But in terms of play style and on-court metrics, they aren't very similar at all. One is a jack of all trades with playmaking instincts. The other is a two-way pure scorer. To find the most similar player to current-day LeBron, we have to look for size and passing in an all-around scoring package, which, according to the Similarity app, is 1988 Larry Bird, with a similarity score of 84%. Now, looking at Prime Bird's metrics, you would think I made a mistake on this graphic. But I didn't. He was just that good. Virtually no weaknesses in his game, reaching at least the 95th percentile of all players in the league in the majority of these metrics. And although current-day LeBron isn't quite on this level, a 38-year-old LeBron remains one of the league's premier do-it-all players. The metrics suggest Bird was more efficient offensively with a low turnover rate and league-topping shot quality. But it's their offensive bandwidth, playmaking and passing excellence, and overall malleability where both LeBron and Bird find their real value.
BSOLZ, I loved your music TikTok. Appreciate it. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, if there's anyone from TikTok on here, I am genuinely curious. If y'all found my stream through TikTok, let me know. I am genuinely curious how much TikTok is helping, like, you know what I'm saying, the streams grow. So let me know.
The next most similar players to current-day LeBron are 1996 Tony Kukoc, 2001 Rasheed Wallace, and 2005 Vince Carter.
KGH.
But this version of LeBron and this version of LeBron are seemingly two different kinds of players. So what happens if, instead of plugging older LeBron into this Similarity app, we search for the most similar players to a young LeBron? Well, our results change drastically. The most similar player to a 23-year-old LeBron is 1992 Scottie Pippen, with a similarity score of 87%. An elite defender with the—
Oh my God, wait. Is this the other dude again? Chat, I think this is the dude y'all just packed up, bro. Wait. The Becton Wish dude. That might be the guy y'all just fucking packed up.
Size of a forward, the playmaking skills of a point guard, and the athleticism to get to the rim anytime and put pressure on the defense from anywhere on the court. The next most similar players to a young LeBron are 1997 Grant Hill, 2002 Tracy McGrady, and 1992 Clyde Drexler. And that is 8 players and 9 of their most similar comps throughout NBA history, according to the numbers. Now, one of the most interesting things I discovered throughout this process is that some players of the past came up time and time again. Players like Dirk, McGrady, Grant Hill, KG were found to have a lot in common with many of the stars in today's league, confirming what we've all thought for years. These guys had the tools and the skills way ahead of their time and had a play style that not only thrived in their era, but would thrive today as well. McGrady had metrics similar to Luka, LeBron, Tatum, and even some other guys that ran through the app like Anthony Edwards. Dirk and KG were similar to nearly every—
No, it might not be. Because I think a ban on Twitch is a IP ban. Shout out to JCG for the resub, man. Appreciate you. All right, let him live. Let him live for now, man. Let him live. You can make the music request. I don't know if I'm gonna play it though.
3-star big I ran through the app, like Jokic, Embiid, AD, and Giannis. These guys excelled in a much different league 15, 20 years ago, and the metrics and similar scores suggest they have become the blueprint for most dominant big men in today's league. A testament to the path these two paved and just how much they changed the game. So there it is. What do y'all think? Are these comparisons accurate, or do the metrics need some adjusting? Let me know your thoughts in the—
I mean, in terms of the video concept, it was a cool little activity. I think the closest similarity scores were pretty accurate, but once it got to that second, third, fourth shit, that shit was kind of eh. I think the biggest miss was probably John Morant and Steve Francis. Not that I'm mad at it. I'm just looking at the other comparisons. Yeah, I think like D Rose or John Wall even would have been a better comparison. Specifically D Rose. I ain't gonna lie. Look back at it. Did we already play that? Okay. But yeah, shout out to Jimmy for the video. And if y'all watching on the YouTube side, man, we live stream on Twitch, and the chat should be in the video. Chat be bugging, man. I ain't gonna lie. Oh my! He said by Edwin Starr. This is actually a really good song. It's older though. Nah, bruh. No way.